I won't say any names. Okay, we are recording, and this is our Tuesday night call. We keep it pretty informal, straight to the point. Just like to convene and talk, go over our businesses. If you have questions, great time to ask them. If you hear feedback and you're on a cell phone, go ahead and mute yourself, and that will keep it pretty clear. But really, I just pulled this call together just because I wanted us to keep it consistent every Tuesday night. There wasn't a whole lot of thought put behind it, but something did happen today where I was like, this could be a good topic for a call. And it was just so simple. And I'll tell you what it was. I posted a picture. Sometimes I end up on the newsfeed, not often. So if I don't ever like your stuff, it's because I don't really get caught up in the newsfeed because I don't want to waste my time. I want to be very intentional when it comes to Facebook. But there is some time when I have all my things taken care of and I scroll through the newsfeed and I'll happen upon someone's post and it catches my eye. When it does, I most of the time post that into DFG so you can see what I'm talking about when I say attraction marketing or how to post on Facebook. So I took a snapshot or a screenshot of the post and the words that she used, and I shared it with DFG, and I shared why it was a good attraction marketing post. And that's not the point of what I'm trying to make. But what was funny and made a light bulb go off was Jody Valdez also shared that same one in her team group. And she shared that with me. She said, great minds think alike. And I'm like, maybe not great minds, but those who figured out what it looks like to know how to post for Facebook and attraction marketing. Does that make sense? Like, we both recognized that it was a good post to achieve our goal of attracting people into our lifestyle. So I took a couple of notes of what I'm talking about when I say we've got it figured out. So when you hear me say, you figured out this business or you understand how to work this business. What I'm talking about is mainly social media posting. How can we post to inspire others to join us, which is our entire goal. If you hear feedback and you're on a cell phone, please mute. Our entire goal is to bring people to us, whether as a challenger or as a coach. And honestly, the best coaches start out as challengers. So either way they start, it doesn't matter to me, as long as they want to commit to their health and fitness and they like Beachbody products. They believe in Beachbody. They are a Beachbody advocate. But what we're looking for when I say you've got this figured out is, and the way to post on social media, and I'll go ahead and shout it out, Larry is phenomenal at this. And he's a fairly new coach, but if he continues doing what he's doing, he is going to build a massive business. People want to see your face. I know that there's this thing about selfies going around. Those people aren't in our business. They aren't in network marketing. Forget about them, okay? There is no negative things about posting your face. It is Facebook. This hit me last night. It's not dog book. It's not landscape book, your children's book. You know, it's Facebook. People want to see your face. Think about the top coaches in this business. Go to their Facebook. Brittany Leggett, she always pops up, maybe because she's my best friend, but also because she knows how to work this business. If you scroll her Facebook, you will see her face smiling at you a million times, doing something different. Maybe it's Energize. Maybe it's water. Maybe it's a coffee mug. Maybe it's Shakeology. Maybe it's her holding a trinket. But her face is always there because she knows that people are attracted to her face. If you've ever scanned through someone's Facebook photo album, and I've done it a lot, mainly because I'm looking for pictures to do shout outs, and I'm either inspired or I'm not. And the ones that I'm inspired, like, gosh, I want to get to know this person, is when I can see you. So when I say post your face, like, that's only going to do your business a favor. It's got to be, people have got to see you so they can build that connection with you. Another great thing about this one post that I shared with you guys is she shared her doubts. She shared what she was doubting about herself or the business or the products. And this is just very generalized here. When you share your doubts, it makes you look real, it makes you look human, and it makes you look trustworthy. Like if I were just like, oh no, Beachbody's great, always has been, never had a doubt, and that kind of is how I am, but it took me a while to get people to trust me because I never really had a doubt. I'm like, that business is awesome, I'm going to blow it up. But, you know, I probably, and you know, you learn as you go. If I would have been like, man, I was a little squeamish about paying $130 for a bag of Shakeology, or a little squeamish about joining this business, everyone's so happy all the time, maybe more people would have been like, yeah, I felt that way too, but that's not the way it is. So sharing your doubts and concerns about the business is going to make all those people that were looking at you like this go, maybe there is something to that. So don't be afraid to share something that you were struggling with before you bought your challenge pack. If it was the price, that's okay. Or if you thought it was a gimmick, that's okay. Or before you became a coach. Like, share those things, because that's going to make all those other people that think the same thing become a lot more interested in what you're talking about. Same thing goes with struggles. And struggles is a little different than a doubt. If you have struggled with something, do not be afraid to share it. For the veterans, you've heard this a million times. But for the new people, hear me when I say that you need to start breadcrumbing your story or sharing your story, because people want to hear your struggles, because, again, they're going to have the same ones. And now you're adding value to people's lives by sharing how you overcame your struggle. So that post also incorporated a little bit of that. I can't remember what it was, but it also was like some sort of obstacle she had to overcome. And this one, when I say it, it sounds weird. It sounds like it's making Facebook like a game, or our business like a game. It always has, but it's just kind of what it is. We have to post on our social media in a way that inspires people, that makes people want to lead the life we live. So some qualities of that is, and this is where it kind of seems silly, but it's kind of like necessary, looking positive. And not just looking positive, but being positive. Like, we've got to adopt that mentality. Living a positive lifestyle, finding the positive, sharing the positive. I think that's what built such a strong network in the beginning of my business, is me sharing my personal development. Those words weren't me. They weren't what I came up with. They were words that I read and maybe applied to my life. And I was able to share a nugget of wisdom or happiness or hope with my network. And when you read someone's stuff and it makes you feel good, then you want to keep tuning into them. You got to remember that not everybody's newsfeed is filled with Beachbody coaches like ours is. Okay, you may be the only positive light in your friend's newsfeed. I know I got that a lot, is you were the only thing that was positive in my newsfeed. And think about it. I mean, the newsfeed is depressing half the time. If I have to scroll by and see a bloody dog one more time, you know, like we want to show happy, positive light, okay? That is when someone sees something sad, news article of a murder, or they see someone abusing an animal, and then they see you smiling, maybe working out. Do you see what I'm saying? Maybe sharing a picture that's like an inspirational quote, and it's like a breath of fresh air. Like, wow, it doesn't have to be so sad. This person makes me feel good. So being positive, being happy, fun. I mean, I can't really say be fun. That's hard. That's like me telling you be funny. But if you find yourself in a fun situation, capture it and share it. I don't want your posting to seem like it's a chore or, oh my gosh, how am I going to be fun today? But just make sure to log or capture those moments and share them. being active. That to me is probably the most inspiring. When I see someone on a paddleboard, a surfboard, playing volleyball, tennis, kadima, swimming, I am inspired. I'm jealous. I'm like, dude, I want to be out there. I want to be outside. And if you're working in an office and you see a Beachbody coach living their life of freedom, being fun and active and positive and happy, it goes, what are they doing? I want that. I want that. And it's okay to post about your awesome life because this opportunity is open to anyone in US, Canada, and Puerto Rico, but it's open to any of those people. So you want to make people jealous. Can I say that? Not really. You know what I'm saying. You want to make people want your life because it is possible for them. Raise your hand if you were inspired by your coach's lifestyle. Was that something that, oh my gosh, I want to cry. I didn't know really what I was going to get from that. But yes, do you see? I was. Lindsay Matway wasn't even successful when I joined her. But I remember my first message to her was, do you ever eat anything sweet? Because I wanted my body to look like her body, and I wanted to know what it was going to take to get there. And that's how, by her posting her fitness photos, I'm like, I was intrigued. Like, I wanted what she had. She had a child at the time, and I didn't, so it wasn't that I wanted. You know, there's going to be different aspects of your life that are appealing to others. So all I'm asking is that you jot down some of those things. I think I wrote down to tell you to write that stuff down, and I didn't tell you that. But I'm going to go over it really quick. People want to see your face. Post selfies. Post selfies. And I'll just give you a really quick little tutorial on that. You don't want to post it coming from down. And when you're standing with the Empire State Building and the Eiffel Tower, I understand that you do that. It's the only way to get it all up there. But for the most part, you want it up. You want to be looking up at your camera and find the angle that works for you. You know, like, and play around with it. I know this sounds so silly, especially if you're new. You're like, oh my gosh, what am I doing here? But the selfie is kind of like a part of your business now. And for the haters that haven't yet joined you, they'll get over it. They'll get over it. People want to hear your doubts. Share your doubts that you've had with the business, with the products, with anything wrapped around this. Doubts that you could succeed with your health and fitness journey. Doubts that you could succeed in the business. Doubts that anyone would join you, but you found that the more you shared how much this business was changing your life, that people were inspired. Jot that down. How has Beachbody enhanced your life? That's important. You can craft a post around that. One more thing about, oh man, get me started. I had some energized. That's why I like impromptu calls. You are going to post several times about the same things. You're just going to change it up a little bit.
I said, you're now a rice turd.
Huh? I can't hear. Oh, Emily's on. She's on the call here. Raise your hand. You are the person that inspired this call. It was her post that was like a light bulb moment for me. Like, 2 people noticed how good it was because it hit all these different aspects of how you need to post to attract people to you. Facing the camera, looking happy, being active, sharing a doubt. And not to mention, she shared 2 different programs in that post too, I think, unless I'm getting that confused with another one. So she was hitting all these different aspects. I'm like, bam, it probably took her 2 minutes to put together, and she nailed it. That is attraction marketing. Making people crave you, crave your lifestyle, be intrigued by what you're using. Why is she so happy? I want to do what she's doing. It's okay to hammer that home 1,000,000 times. Back to what I was saying, is you're going to post often about the same things, different aspect, different angle. What I mean by that is we host challenge groups, support groups every month. So you're going to have to be posting a few times a month, each month, for your next upcoming one. So are you highlighting a challenger? Are you highlighting your story? Are you sharing how challenge groups have enhanced your life in the way of your own journey, or all these other people achieving results and sharing them with you? That is probably everyone's biggest love of this business, is how they are helping other people change their lives, not so much how their lives are changing. And I'll tell you, from someone who's found success or not found, I didn't find it, I created it, created success in this business. It no longer, it's like, oh, your accolades, your rank advancements, they don't even matter anymore. It's like, man, my team, they're creating success. They're creating freedom. They're reaching goals. They're bringing their family home, right? They're losing weight. They're getting fit, lost 100 pounds, 120 pounds, like those things are what drives you in your business eventually. It's okay to make goals and mile markers for yourself, and your family too. I'm just saying, eventually your network, your team, your family, their goals, that's what's going to drive you. So don't limit the way you can post. Share everything. I always say, if Beachbody has added even just a nugget to your life, share it. Any way that you can shine a positive light on what you're doing, even on the darkest days, because, hey, building $1 million business ain't always pretty. You struggle, just like with any business, just like with parenting, just like with construction, just like with painting or whatever you do in your day job. It's not always easy. But this business is worth it, and it's worth the obstacles, because I have learned that every obstacle I've come across, when it made me doubt myself or if I could even keep going, has grown me in some way. Whenever you're feeling like I ain't got nothing left, read some personal development and then just stop for the day. Walk away from it. Don't drown yourself in it. Find your happy place somewhere doing something else, and realize that it's okay to struggle and to doubt. Don't live there. You can have a moment, not a day. Okay, I think that was all that I had for that portion. And then I just wanted to bring it back to, we have 3 days left in the month, and miracles can happen in 3 days. A day is like a lifetime in Beachbody. If you have not locked in your Success Club 5 or 10 if you shoot for it, do that. Do that. I have went from 0 to 10 in 1 day before. Only once did I do it, but I did it. Who else has done something like that? Show of hands, right? You can make it happen. Here's the one thing that you got to understand. Your will for this will always outweigh the amount of work that it takes. Like, if you want it, you can make it happen. And by going full force to get your 10 in 3 days, you plant 1 million seeds that are going to grow the next month. So like the Team Cup, which just so happens to be the last thing I was going to mention. When you go for your team to get all these points, and you may not even get them, go ahead and forgive yourself now if you don't reach the amount that your captain has set for you. But when you go hard and go hard and go hard to reach these goals, even if you don't reach them, you've cultivated a little garden for the oncoming months. So does that make sense? So go with no abandon. Don't be afraid to fail. These groups, these challenge cups, they're awesome for those Ruby personalities that love a challenge and they love a goal and they're going to win. They're going to be best at everything. But they're intimidating to the Pearl personalities. Like, I don't like competition. Just think about your business and the people that you're helping. Nothing else, okay? Don't let your captain put all this pressure on you that makes you hate Beachbody. That's not what this is about. This is about pressing the gas on your business, because every little extra effort that you make in order to earn a point for your team is, in reality, good for your business and achieving that ultimate goal of helping other people reach their health and fitness goals, period, okay? So go hard the next 3 days. lock in your Success Club, and the spillover of the people that didn't commit in the next 3 days, they'll be your Success Club points for August. So that little 20 minutes is all I had for you, but I'd like to open it up because we got 45 people on the call, and I'd love to hear from you guys. Any thoughts, questions, or anything? Not all at once now.
Is the Energizer, is that okay to take while pregnant?
I don't take any stimulants type things while pregnant.
Okay.
But I'm not saying that it's not. That's my own personal, because here's the thing. If it speeds me up, it's probably speeding that little baby fetus up.
Yeah.
I didn't drink coffee my entire pregnancy until the last month. And he came early. So I'm like, did I make him come early? So I don't know.
You're exactly right about the posting and the positiveness, because you just never know. I've had people contact me out of the blue that I thought for sure would never even want to even try any of the programs. As well as I've had a personal experience where someone I signed up an original 21-day fixed challenge pack. They left before another coach came back for our group because they saw how much fun we were having, and now she's a coach underneath me. So that was amazing too. I mean, it's just amazing if you continue and be consistent. It'll happen. It happens, and it's amazing how it does it. It's just crazy.
Absolutely.
So, if you're struggling, just keep on keeping on. That's the best thing I can tell everybody, man. Because you just never know. I didn't even think I was gonna make 5 Success Club points, and I'm at 10 this month. So it just happens.
So great.
I just had the same thing happen. I had a lady tell me she's been watching me for a year and a half and hasn't liked, commented, said anything about any of the posts. And she just messaged me and said, I've been watching you for a year and a half and you're so inspiring. So you're right. People really do watch, even if they say anything or not.
Yeah, they just need that one inspirational moment and they decide, that's it. I'm going to do it. And it takes that one spark.
I've watched Lindsay for 4 years. We're cousins, and I've known her for my whole life. And so from day one, when you started this business, I was like, okay. And then I watched her for 4 years, and finally, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do this too. I'm gonna give it a shot. So, yeah, sometimes it can take a while.
Thank you for weighing in on that, Marianne. Sometimes it takes your family the longest to get it. And I think it's because, like in my case, they saw all your past failures. They saw all your past mistakes. I was going to do this business. I was going to do that. I was going to do that. And they're like, that's just another thing. But you know what? You just kind of work your way through life until you find your wheelhouse. Beachbody was my wheelhouse.
Yep.
I decided I was going to make it work. I made it work. I even told our Aunt Deborah, she was at my mom's visiting. I said, I'm going to be a millionaire. And she said, how are you going to do that? Multi-level marketing. I told her, network marketing, and found Beachbody and made it happen. I should kind of rub that in her face because, they didn't believe me. Like, why would they?
She would rub it in yours. Just saying.
That's funny. Oh, I love this. Let's keep that going. Keep sharing personal testimonies.
I think for me, a lot of people, if you guys can hear me, hi. A lot of my friends didn't even join me until after a year. I had a lot of people out of the blue who I hadn't talked to for like 7 to 10 years. The first year sign up as coaches under me over my friends. My sister still hasn't. She's teetering. My mom, my dad, so it just, your family is usually, unless your family is like my family is like a lot like Lindsay's who they've seen everything I've done, and they're like, remember that time when you were doing this and that, and it didn't work out? Well, my goal is to be like, remember that time when you decided to be a Beachbody coach and you stuck with it? That's what, so you don't want to be around the dinner table one day with your family and they say, hey, remember that time you were being Beachbody coach? Yeah, that was really cool. Didn't happen, but they're getting there. So it's true.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
No.
You guys will create that image. So even if it's not them who's interested and a friend of theirs starts mentioning it, they'll go, oh yeah, I have a friend of mine who does that. or I have a brother or a cousin or an uncle or an aunt, and then you'll automatically be that person. So it doesn't necessarily have to be direct. It can be indirect through another person, because as they get to know it, they go, oh yeah, I know. Yeah, my friend Larry, he's a Beachbody coach. You should talk to him. And that's happened too. Or Kathy. Kathy's a Beachbody coach. And what is that Shakeology? I've been watching that Shakeology stuff. And then I have a friend, oh yeah, you drink that? Oh, you do that? Oh yeah. And then that's how it happens. It happened tonight. Same
I
exact
have a friend whose husband had a guy on the job site in construction. It was like, oh yeah, my wife makes me do that 21-day fix thing. You should totally let your wife do it. And so she's ordering from him. So
Wow.
Yeah. Kind of like mushrooms, it just grows slowly, but it grows. It grows. And sometimes it grows faster than others. It just happens. So,
Dude, what a great analogy. Okay, I've never been able to explain like why some people's businesses grow faster than others, aside from we needed to learn more than the other person. We started out at different places in our lives. That happens. So maybe we should look into this mushroom theory. Why some grow faster than others.
You know what's funny about that is I've been a coach for almost 3 years. Next month it'll be 3 years. And this was my first summit that I went to, and total light bulb moment, total game changer. And ever since I've come back, I have people all over the place that are messaging me, and I'm talking to them, people that I've had on my Facebook list forever and I've never talked to, I've never asked, and all of a sudden they're joining my challenge group. So I took everything that I learned at Summit, and all of a sudden I have people everywhere. It's pretty funny.
Can I please weigh in on that?
Yes.
Do you think that it has anything to do with attraction marketing? Because your Facebook at Summit was fun and active and positive and community. All those things that light bulb came off like, this is the way I need to convey it to the team. Because we're always talking about you need to post more, you need to post more. Here's why you're posting. Here's how you're posting. Attraction marketing. Designing a life, living a life that is appealing to others.
Absolutely.
And your
Absolutely.
Facebook looks like that, because I went back and looked at it. You had so many pictures with friends and workouts, and you're like, what's Christine doing in Nashville with all those people? She looks like she's having fun. I sure wish I was in Nashville with all those people having fun. That's how it happens.
we wish we were there.
Ah!
I pre-warned everybody I was going to be obnoxious with all the pictures for the week, so.
So I'm glad you guys brought up Summit. Have any of you other coaches felt totally overwhelmed since you've been back with your news feed being flooded with such awesome energy?
I'm loving it.
That is what's happening to me. I'm extremely overwhelmed because I'm a person who feels energy. And all this positivity has flooded me with ideas and thoughts. And I've got to-do notes on top of to-do notes, and I don't know where to start. So that's where I'm at. Is anybody else feeling me?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Have you listened to Shalene's podcast about how to come off a big event like that?
I have.
Okay. All right.
So we should just be working out a lot and having a lot of sex, right?
Is that what she said?
That is what she said.
You had to be at Summit. That was a Summit inside joke.
That's like how she opened up her workshop that day.
Yeah.
Which was a crowd pleaser. But Olivia, I am the same way. That is why I have to stay out of my newsfeed, because all these bright, shiny items, I got to do that, I got to do that, I got to do that. I find myself taking screenshots to where I can go back through my pictures and do this. So if you have all these notes, maybe organize it into one master to-do list and work your way through it. Maybe even scan through, prioritize, star next to the one that needs to be put in place immediately. A circle next to something that's in the next month. Maybe you want to implement a new training or whatever. Just kind of come up with your own thing and work through it at your own pace that you set for yourself. It's kind of what I'm doing. But I'm not organized, so maybe someone more organized could weigh in on that.
I generally am organized, but I have to be honest, I totally feel like my I just feel like I'm racing inside, because it's like, it's so much, but it's good stuff, you know?
That's passion, baby, right there.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And that is why I didn't sleep for the first 2 building years of my business. That burning desire to work, to build, I was so excited. Who has that fire in their belly? I'm
Right
excited
here.
to build that.
Right
Yeah?
here. Mm-hmm.
I think that's what it takes, honestly. That, and what is it that you're thinking of? Is it like all the money I'm going to make? Is it
No.
the trips I'm going to take? Is it the house I'm going to build? The vacations I can provide for my family? Like, figure out why you're so excited to build. And maybe it's not financially based at all. Figure out what it is. That's your why. And then you got to make that why matter so much to the point, like, I love Craig Holiday. If you guys have never listened to his 90 Days of Excellence, it's a file way down in DFG files, but it's good. He was our mentor for Beachbody coaches in the very beginning. He is a master at our business, at network marketing. He ended up leaving to be in the ground because he wasn't a coach in our business. He just trained us. But he ended up leaving to be in ground level of a new company that was coming out, rightfully so. There was no way he could have chose a coach to join in Beachbody. He was friends of us all, you know. But he was so smart, and he really just made an impact on my business. Like, he was like the one that opened up my eyes to the possibilities. Like, I knew this business model could do some really amazing things, but listening to him, you know, he was like my father's age, you know, like he could be my dad, and just talking, and it just opened up my eyes. But he always said, you're not even going to believe this. Oh, I was about to say, I forgot what I was going for, but it came back. He said in a call that you have to share your goals with your family, kind of like what you're saying, Quinn, at the table. But he used the analogy of taking your children to Disney World. And he put all these pictures of Disney on the refrigerator and said, guys, we're going there next year. I'm building my business. We're going to make enough money, and we're going to go there. And if he were to have given up when it got hard, or decided that his goals didn't matter, that his children's trip wasn't that important, that he was going to have to peel those goals, those Disney dream vacations off the refrigerator, say to his kids, I'm sorry, guys, couldn't work that hard, didn't want to work that hard, didn't make it happen. Who wants to do that? Who wants to totally obliterate all this hope that you've built up? That's why I shared with my mother, I am going to do these things for you. I told her, I'm going to buy you a car. I'm going to do that. Like, I told her these things. I'm going to take care of you. Because, well, I wouldn't have been able to say, sorry, Mom. It didn't really matter that much. It was too hard. I know that this business builds for anyone who builds it. I know that. It doesn't matter what you look like. It doesn't matter your age, your gender. It doesn't matter. It never will. It's a law, okay? You reap what you sow. So if you sow seeds of success and prosperity and attraction marketing, you're going to get it. I'm not giving you a timeline because I don't know why some people's businesses build faster. I don't know why some people ended up on the inside leg and some people ended up on a high volume leg. But I do know that this business builds for anyone who gives it constant energy and doesn't give up. I do know that. So be that person that doesn't give up. Be that person that makes these astronomical goals and you share them with your family, even though you're scared and you feel silly. And you maybe even still doubt yourself a little bit and your family's doubting you. You got to do it anyway. Who here has told their spouse, child, or some mother or somebody that they were going to build a business and they looked at you like crazy and you've done it? Good.
Well, my husband's called me crazy, but we're still working on it.
Until you prove them wrong, and then you're the best thing in the world.
I know.
Who will do that tonight? I've closed a call like this before. Who's going to get off this call and go tell your spouse or your mother or whoever is the person in your life that you're going to reach a crazy goal, and then you got to have that goal. So figure out what it is and go and tell, I'm going to make X amount of money by this time, or I'm going to retire you by this date. Do it. Set it. Be bold. Set a scary goal. Because if you go under the radar, you know, never really setting a goal, never really publicly sharing a goal, you're not held accountable. You don't ever really have to get it because you didn't tell anybody. No one's going to know the difference. Fizzle out.
I am going to kill this business this year, just so you know. There you go.
Woohoo!
Can I say something?
Yes.
Okay, so really quick, my dad's friend's wife was trying to order from me, and she just told me she had dinner with my dad and my stepmom on the weekend. And for me, my dad is someone I feel like I can never please. Since I'm a stay-at-home mom, he keeps asking when I'm going to get a job, things like that. And kind of always hurts me. And I'm still working on my business. You know, I have higher goals. But come to find out, my dad was talking about me, and he told his friends that I'm really strong, that I'm doing really good, and I'm sticking with this. And my dad's a triathlete, so everything he thinks he knows everything about fitness, which I get. But for me, it's hurtful because I feel like he doubts me all the time. But then from the other side, he told someone else all these things about me, and it made me feel good, things that I'll never hear. So, I mean, even though you don't know that, someone might be thinking positive, but are just too afraid to tell you.
Wow.
That's kind of a man thing too.
Yeah.
That's how
My
we
dad's
do it.
retired military too, so.
Yeah, and,
I was
yeah.
gonna say, my dad's the same way. So I think
Oh, that breaks my heart. I guess it's normal, but have you ever just said, I'm going to talk to you about that? I want you to tell me that you love me and you're proud of me. How would that
Yeah, I've told him, and he ordered Shakeology from me to be supportive, and I don't know. So my husband's finally going to sign up as a coach, and I think once my husband does, I think that, like you said, it's kind of a man thing. I think once my husband's actually building the business and growing more, the man thing might kind of change his mind. I think just because I'm his daughter, he kind of is like, no, I'm not sure if I want to believe you. So, I mean, I feel good about it. I've learned not to take too much offense.
I think our family may be scary if we do reach our goals, how we will treat them, and if we'll change.
Oh.
When I left to go to Summit, I'm going to get emotional. My father and my son never like things on Facebook. They never make comments. And while I was gone, they started to like and comment on things at Summit. And it was like something inside of me, like, it was powerful. And I thanked them when I got home, because if any of you have family that you think that doesn't care because they never like or comment on any of your hard work or your passionate work that you're putting into Beachbody, they're watching. They're watching. Your children, your mother, your father, your siblings, they're watching. You're empowering them whether you realize it or not. That's all.
Thank you, Olivia.
So don't stop.
Awesome. Does anyone else have a burning desire to share anything?
I love these calls.
Right? I like these too.
Hey, Lindsay, I have something that has been a small hang up for some of my coaches, and maybe this can help someone else on this call. So a lot of times I feel like we take our own insecurities or maybe our own financial circumstances, and that hinders us from being able to talk about Shakeology because of the price, right? But what you do when you do that, I like to call it arrested development. Basically, you're hindering someone else and you're determining what they will do to start this healthy lifestyle. So make sure you're not doing that. When I decided to change and get healthy, I literally would have walked through fire to get healthy at that point. And that's what I did, kind of. I was a hairstylist, literally saved every tip to get my challenge pack. So never take, if you're having a hard time financially, never take that and make that a fear or maybe a roadblock that keeps you from reaching out and inviting people. I had a coach that she joined with the $40. She could not afford Shakeology. And I asked her if she was having a problem. She's like, I'm not getting responses. So, okay, how many people have you reached out to? And she's like, 0, because Shakeology is too expensive. So I had that conversation with her about not determining what someone else will do. And then she sold a challenge pack 2 days later. So just make sure if that's something that you're struggling with, just know that just try to see over the horizon. You'll get there financially, but don't let that be something that keeps you from reaching out to people.
Great point.
Yeah, I agree. Don't pigeonhole people either, too, or judge a book by its cover, because you just never know. We had a young lady tonight that we spoke with that's a school teacher as well, and she was going to buy the sample pack, right? And instead of doing so, I was like, we'll just give you some samples of chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry. And she said, no. I want to buy it myself. I'm just going to pick my own flavor, because she goes, if I don't purchase it myself, I won't do it. So I need to do this myself. So I was like, wow, that's pretty powerful too. Because, we think about the cost of things sometimes, but same thing for me. I mean, I drank Shakeology for over 2 years before I became a coach, because I saw the value in it too. Not only did I like it, but I was like, man, it's only $5 for lunch. I mean, you can't beat that, So, but that's a very valid point about that. Just, it's the cost thing, and it's just an initial cost. It's delayed gratification, basically, that everyone's worried about. So it's the initial cost, yeah, but if you pay by credit card, it's still 30 days later. So you're basically saving money for your meals or breakfast or lunch or whatever it is.
I like to mention to people too, like if you shop at Costco or Sam's, it's just like that. It's buying in bulk. So if you shop at places like that, it's the same idea. It's just, a foreign concept to them until you kind of bring that up. And most people are like, oh yeah, you're right. It's exactly like Costco.
Great point.
Well, and I tell people when they ask about payment plans, what I did is some people know my story, but basically my grandma was visiting and my now 6-year-old took a picture and I saw my rolls and I was like, I'm done. And I messaged Angela after my grandma left and I was like, I'm done. I don't care how much it costs. I'm putting on my credit card. Tell me what to do. And I tell people that I paid half on my credit card when I ordered and then half on my husband's next payday. So that's what I tell them. I said, if you have a credit card, and we're Dave Ramsey people now, so I don't like saying put it on your credit card. But at the same time, if they want to do this, and they say they want to do a payment plan, I tell them that's an option. And then I also mention the guarantee, like Carl said at Super Saturday, mention the guarantee, and in 22 days, I will contact you and see if you're happy with your results.
Good point.
Awesome. All great points. And just to Larry's point, just to reiterate or drive that home, because I love to do that. That's why I've always said we don't give away Shakeology, because at that point it has no value. It is okay to give Shakeology a value because it's valuable. It is a valuable meal. Like if you ever spilt your Shakeology, you're like, no, devastating. And even like some of the powder falls off the bottom of the handle onto the counter. I'm like this. I'm getting it. It needs value. Give a packet of Shakeology away so on the counter. Never to drink it again, or 3 months later. But if they bought it, if they paid $5 for it, they're probably making it as soon as they go home or the very next morning for breakfast. So don't be afraid to charge, even if it's just your price, $4. Give it value. And skin in the game. People want skin in the game.
I think for me, it's been about when people see that this works, the price is big of an issue with it. So when you share your story and you're completely transparent and you show your results, whether you love them or hate them, it's such a big deal to people that they're like, I've had so many people who are asking me about challenge packs. I'm like, well, this is what you get. They're like, I don't care because I know it works. I see your pictures. I see how much weight you've lost and I know it works. I don't care what I get. Give it to me now. I don't care how much it costs. Because at that point, if they really want to make a change, the cost isn't an issue.
That's what I was going to say too. I think I've been having a lot of luck, explaining to people, what it does to really just change your life. And before we ever even get into a conversation about cost or, you know, anything like that, it's how can this change your life? And I think that's what's made a big difference for me.
Very good. Again, giving it value in a whole nother way, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Right. And that's what you do when you get a price objection on a challenge pack is, you know, in the conversation part, you've gotten their goals. Price is usually the last thing you talk about. And then they go, you know, that's kind of a lot. And I say, okay, look, if you lose that 20 pounds, you know, and this is when you go over their goals, you lose that 20 pounds, you feel confident again, you feel attractive again.
That's you.
Would
Thank
it
you.
be worth that original $140 investment? And they always say yes. Doesn't make the $140 magically appear, but if they now see the value, maybe they're going to start saving their money. Or maybe they were spending money at Starbucks or the convenience store, and now they're going to, you know, put the $5 aside every day or every 2 days and get their challenge pack. Or maybe they did have the extra $140, $160, and now they are willing to spend it with you because you attach their goals to the price. And their goals are always going to matter more. Or if not, then they're not ready. But the more you post your information and you're doing it, the more they're going to become ready. And I just wanted to ask Crystal before we got off, how many times have you shared that you saved every tip from your hairstylist days to buy your challenge pack?
I share it with anyone that when they personally write. Are you talking about like publicly on my
Yeah,
Facebook?
I was, but however.
Oh, on my Facebook wall, not enough for sure. But with anyone that I speak with that the financial thing is a struggle, I always share that. I also do this one little tip that I have shared on my Facebook wall. When someone comes to me and they don't have, you know, the funds, I say, okay, well, let me help you with what I can for right now. I'm not a fitness professional. I'm not a nutritionist, but let me see what I can help you with. And I start with their nutrition. So I'll say, well, tell me a little bit about what you're eating. And it's always like, I have yogurt and I have lean cuisine and I have Whataburger. And I try to show them where that money is, you know, they're spending more than I am on Shakeology. But what I tell them to do is I say, I want you to get a jar. It can be like a little mason jar or whatever, something. And every time that you feel like you want to go spend money on fast food, coffee, junk food, put that money in the jar. And then if you do fall into your temptation and you spend it, double what you would have put in. And typically I've had probably like 12 people in the last 3 months that have done that and have saved up like in a week and a half for a challenge pack. Wow. So I've shared that tip on there, but my struggle, like from the beginning when I first started and I had to save all my tips for a hairstylist or when I was a hairstylist, not enough. I need to do that. I'll do that tomorrow.
There you go. Do you see what I'm saying? Sharing that also, because you're going to reach 10 people that have wanted to buy Shakeology from you, didn't have the money, and then they're going to go, okay, she made it happen. She found a way because it mattered to her. And that is what it is about. When I first started, me and Tony both worked. I didn't want to spend the $130. They didn't have challenge packs back then. I didn't want to spend it, but I had it. So that was never really an issue for me. I mean, we weren't high rollers or anything, but we had enough money to buy a challenge pack if we wanted it or whatever, you know. But if that is your I had different struggles, obviously. But the point is share your obstacles, your struggles, because they're going to speak to someone. People need to see that you didn't go, oh, yeah, money, 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 take all my money.
And that's like something I'm dealing with now. Like, we are going through a financial struggle. I'm 23. This is like the first thing that has ever happened to us. And I can't afford Shakeology right now. I can only afford my coach membership right now. And I have people coming up to me and they're like, oh, how do you have all this money? I'm like, I don't, but I still I'm hoarding my Shakeology that I've had since I found out I was pregnant. I ordered 2 bags and I'm like, I knew this day was going to come. So I made it in advance to learn. Now I can't post that because I can't say to my grandparents, we're broke. But afterwards, I'm going to say something along the lines of, I made this happen.
Yes. You're going to have a story of triumph and overcoming and struggle. Bless your heart. Or the reason to build your business now, right? Build it now. Get some challenge packs. Make those connections. Build a team. You're doing it because you've got a big reason. We all know it now. And we want this for you. Thanks for sharing that.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
I would say it is possible to win those people over because I was the challenger who told Nicole no 4 times on the stupid shake, the stupid challenge pack that costs $205. Why the heck would I spend that kind of money? And then we were just talking. I was like, you know what? I've been a member at the gym for 2 years and gained 30 pounds. So that's clearly not working on my own. And that's when I had that, okay, what if $200 is all it takes to turn my life around? And it was. But it is possible to get them to that mindset because I was the one who said no first.
Nice. Was it just constant posting on her part what changed you? What flipped the switch?
Yeah, so she had the constant posting, and we worked together at that time. I was like, every day, like, so you have this goal. Are you hitting it? Are you hitting it? No. Leave me alone already. Like, okay, clearly it's not working on my own, and you know I have this goal, and you keep hounding me, which is what I clearly need, so.
Every time I kept seeing my coach post, and if it's not in posting, it's in person. But that's the idea. I mean, it's like Chinese water torture. Wear them down. Kidding.
It works.
Watering the seed. You plant with maybe an invite, and you water it with your daily posts. It's like not a secret. It's I guess just I want to say it's a law, but it's just going to happen. It's like, it's just the way it happens. What's the word? Help me. It's just what's going to happen.
It's organically going to happen.
Organically, I like that. Yeah. A system, maybe.
Hey, Lindsay.
Yes.
How do we combat the people that are using like MyFitnessPal and just counting calories and not worrying about what they're eating in their body?
Okay. I encourage MyFitnessPal if they are comfortable with that. I didn't hear the last part because it got pretty echoey.
They're not really worried about the junk they're putting in their bodies. They're just counting calories. I mean, I've done it before too, but when they're losing weight.
You can use your personal testimony. I'm not sure why you changed over to understanding the benefits of superfoods, but if you have a lot of those people in your life where they don't really want to put in the work, they'll do Weight Watchers or whatever, where you just kind of do the point system. Doesn't matter what you eat as long as you don't eat too much or whatever.
Right.
You can just start talking about the benefits of superfoods or why you decided that food can either be medicine or poison, and you want longevity. You want your life to last long. It's not that you just want to look good for the next 10 years. You want to look good, feel good, and actually be good on the inside, live a long life.
Okay.
Be a mother, be a grandmother. And maybe you can just start dropping, like, your story. Like, I used to do this. I'm doing this. I used to do this. Here's why I changed. Had no idea how important what I actually fed my body was, what I actually nourished my body was, until I started reading up on Shakeology, or until I joined Beachbody. Just sharing your story. You had things you said, I used to do that too. I'm like, there you go. There's your in right there.
Right. Thank you.
I think we all did. I did. I just eat once a day or, whatever. All have a story.
That was what I was just going to say. That was one of the biggest takeaways that I brought back from Summit was everybody has a story. And even the people that you think have it all together and wouldn't really benefit from the business or from Shakeology or from a program or whatever, it never hurts to ask, because you never know what their story is. Every single person has a story.
Absolutely. And there's always someone, you know, that you're a little intimidated to ask, to like, man, I want that person on my team. But like Christine said, they got it all together. They got a good job. They got this. But you don't know. I didn't know. You know, there's been people that blow my mind that want to join. I'm like, dang, okay, bring it on. You know, but hardly, the only time I'm saying, okay, that person probably isn't going to want to put in the work it takes to be a successful coach if they love their job, if they have plenty of time and plenty of money. This may not be for them. This is for the people who want a way out. This is for the people who want more. This is for the people that have got bigger dreams than what's going on currently in their life. I'm not saying that you have to be destitute to be a successful coach, but I am saying the ratio is pretty amazing, that your back was against the wall, you were on the brink of bankruptcy, losing your home, living on the street. You know, these are the stories, like, of the top coaches. Didn't have a backup plan, back against the wall, had to make something happen. There was that sense of urgency. It mattered. And that's why I'm saying we got to make it matter. I don't know what the story is for each of us, whether you got another baby on the way and you want to be home with that baby. That was my why. That's Kate's why, right? Sarah, yours too? Right?
With baby number 2.
Baby number 2. Got to be home.
Yeah.
Want to be home. Can't lose the house. Need the husband home from military. These matter. You got to make it matter. I'm interested because Larry and Kathy have a pretty awesome life. They travel a lot, which is why they didn't come to Summit, because they'd already been on like 10 vacations, right? They've got great jobs. Why are you building this business?
It's funny. It's interesting you said that, I think, because I was just thinking, I think I would be apprehensive to ask me if I flipped it around. Like, if I knew me, I don't think I would have approached me right now and said, hey, you ever thought about being a Beachbody coach? Although, you know, we all have different ideas. For me, it's the love of fitness and helping people. So that's my basic why. But yeah, we're very fortunate. But I tell Kathy all the time too, I mean, I'm a general contractor and business is great. I don't know if that's always going to be the case, but I love building houses too. And I love remodeling jobs, but I also have a passion for helping people. So it's kind of like in a house or an older house that needs help. It's like almost like a person needs help getting in shape or getting healthier. There's just that passion that we share, I think, to help people. And I was also telling my mentor this weekend, I'm like, because he was telling his friend, Mike, he's like, I get more enjoyment out of selling someone a challenge pack than I do building a new house and selling it to a new owner. And that sounds insane, I know, but it's just something that I really love to do. So it has nothing to do with financial stuff. It's just I like to do that. But at the same time, eventually one day we would love to go to Minnesota and play baseball for 3 months out of the year, you know, or do these things, you know. So we have goals and dreams outside what we have now. But that's the thing. You never know what other people are thinking or what their passion is, because it'll surprise you. My story is I saw Tony and I play baseball together last November. I've been a Beachbody fan. We've been drinking Shakeology for years. Been doing the programs for years, 4 or 5 years. And I saw him with a shirt on, and that was all it took. I just approached him. So you just never know. Just wearing a T-shirt. If he never wore the Beachbody T-shirt that day, I might not be sitting here talking to you guys. So
right.
It's just amazing how stuff happens. But don't be afraid to ever talk to anybody about it, because if you're passionate about it, people will get it. People will understand you, period. So it's your passion that people will see and recognize and be inspired by. I'm like, hey, that guy sure was psyched about that. You know, what's in Shakeology stuff? Maybe I need to drink some. So yeah, that's our point. I think is just.
Can I say one more thing? At past Super Saturday, Crystal let me share my story briefly, and that day I had of course it was mainly coaches. I'm not sure if everyone was, but I had 4 separate women come up to me and thank me for sharing my story. And they say, you know, I can relate to that. I had that same health issue. I didn't know how to share. And also, I can mention when I went to Summit, I wish I would have taken my cards with me, but good thing I have Facebook always loaded on my phone. But even on my way to Summit, I got 3 random leads. And I've already talked to 2 of them. They said, you know, what's this Beachbody Coach thing? Or what is this? Oh, I do T25. What is that? Oh, look me up. So, you know, just like that wear and share always helps me. Or I think I'm pretty good at small talk. I'm like the one I think you mentioned before, Lindsay, who talks to someone at the grocery store.
Yeah.
So, so it always does. I mean, I'm always trying to be the friendly person, and that's just my nature. But I'm always trying, and a lot of people I never thought would be interested. It's just because I tell them my story. And that's really what gets them to order from me.
Awesome. Very good. Well, we did an hour. We were going to do 30 minutes and we did an hour. I love it. It's probably late. I'm sure you got to get the kids home. I'm going to go ahead and stop recording, but we won't have to jump off just yet. Thanks, guys.